afternoon, distinguished guests, faculty, staff, students, alumni, and friends. I am Dr. Bryce Tellmann, Assistant Professor in the South Dakota Mines Department of Humanities, Arts, and Social Sciences, and I'm delighted to serve as the Master of Ceremonies for today's special event. It is my honor to welcome you to the inauguration of Dr. Brian Tande as the 20th President of South Dakota Mines. To begin our ceremony, the Chair of our Faculty Senate, Dr. Mark Robinson, will lead the academic procession and install our ceremonial mace with musical accompaniment by our inauguration band under the direction of Dr. Haley Armstrong. Please stand for the presentation of colors by our Army ROTC Color Guard and the singing of our national anthem by our inauguration choir directed by Dr. Gerrit Scheppers. Gentlemen, please remove your hats. Post the colors.
Oh, say, can you see by the
Please remain standing as the Very Reverend Brian Christensen from the Cathedral of Our Lady of Perpetual Help offers the invocation.
Let us pause and recognize that we are in the holy presence of God. In the Psalms, we read, "They speak of the glorious splendor of your majesty, and I will meditate on your wonderful works." Lord, South Dakota School of Mines and Technology is outstanding in its wonderful and marvelous work, unlocking the mysteries of your creation. There would be nothing to discover, no patterns to uncover, no laws to prove, if you had not written them into the wonders of the universe. By your creating hand, you have established times and seasons, set all things in motion. By your mysterious logic, the whole of creation is pregnant with intelligibility, awaiting young minds to unlock, articulate, and employ the glory of your name and for the good of all humanity. Today, we gather to install a new president, Dr. Brian Tande, to lead and to guide this university into a future full of hope and promise. Dr. Tande takes his place in a long and rich tradition of leaders here at Mines, and he assumes this new position. We call down upon your abundant blessings. Guide him in all wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and right judgment. May he lead with an unquenchable search for the truth. Bless him with a sincere desire for the common good, that all the wonderful advances in science, technology, engineering, and math may be at the service of humanity and its flourishing. Today, we begin a new chapter in this exciting work of education. Bless the staff, students, faculty, administrations, and all our benefactors with health, holiness, and well-being. May we always and everywhere speak of the glorious splendor of your majesty, and everywhere meditate upon your wonderful works. Gracious and loving God, hear us today and always. Grant our prayers according to your holy and loving will. God of all creation, hear and answer us. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Christensen. Everyone may now be seated. Before introducing our lineup of speakers, I would like to take a moment to recognize some special guests who are with us today. Please rise as I call your name. First off, we are joined by President Tande's family, his wife, Dr. Desiree Tande, children Joel, Lucas, Gabriel, and Adriana, his mother, Kate Tande, and several members of his extended family. We also have several distinguished representatives from sister institutions and the South Dakota Board of Regents with us today. Nathan Lucas, CEO of the South Dakota Board of Regents. President Steve Elliott from Black Hills State University. Dr. Joel Johnson, Provost at Augustana University. Dr. Kendra Erickson, President of Western Dakota Technical College. And Dr. Jody Cooper, Interim President of Chadron State College. We also have the pleasure of being joined by a former First Lady of South Dakota Mines, Mrs. Nancy Gowan. We thank you all for joining us on this special occasion. For only the 20th time in our university's 140-year history, we have gathered to celebrate the inauguration of a new president. An inauguration is not simply the formal installation of a new president. It is a moment when we pause to honor our institution's proud history, celebrate the excitement of today, and begin forging the future of South Dakota Mines under Dr. Tande's leadership. Just over 140 years ago, at the dedication of this university, one of our first faculty members, Gilbert E. Bailey, declared, "This child of the territory will become a lusty giant that will enrich the world of science." Now, that may be the only time in history the phrase lusty giant has been used during an academic ceremony. So let's all just appreciate that moment. Those words were spoken before the vast impact of our alumni, the groundbreaking discoveries of our faculty, and before the reputation of South Dakota Mines had reached far beyond the Black Hills. From a handful of faculty and students in the Dakota Territory, South Dakota Mines has indeed grown into the lusty giant that enriches not only the world of science, but also the fields of engineering, technology, and innovation. Today, we not only celebrate how far we have come, but also entrust our future to a leader who we trust will guide us to make an even greater impact. Now, Dr. Tande is from one of the other Dakotas, I won't say which, but more importantly, he is rooted in values that have defined us since our founding. He wants to challenge us to make bold discoveries, seek expanded research opportunities, provide innovative educational experiences, and drive development that will not only shape our university, but the world we strive to serve. So while I can't promise that you'll hear the phrase lusty giant anytime again soon, though I will do my best, I feel confident saying that under Dr. Tande's leadership, South Dakota Mines will continue to grow, thrive, and enrich the fields of science, engineering, and technology. As we celebrate this historic occasion, it's important to remember that the strength of a university lies not just in its leadership, but in the voices of the entire community that surrounds and supports it. Today, we are fortunate to hear from leaders who represent that very community, from our city, our faculty, our students, our staff, and our alumni. Each brings a different perspective on what this moment means for South Dakota Mines and for the future that we will build together under Dr. Tande's leadership. Our university and our city share a history that is deeply connected. Together, we continue to grow, support one another, and strengthen this community we Hard Rockers call home. Please join me in welcoming Rapid City Mayor Jason Salamun to share a few words.
Well, good afternoon. I was told to keep this short, so I cut it down to 45 minutes today. Well, first of all, I want to say this. Congratulations to the South Dakota School of Mines and Technology on getting an amazing leader in President Dr. Brian Tande. He is incredible, and we are so grateful for your leadership. Yeah. I also want to thank his family for being a part of the Rapid City community. I hope you feel like this is home more and more every day for those of you who are here. And I hope that you build a long and lasting legacy. Rapid City has a great tradition alongside the South Dakota School of Mines and Technology. Next year in 2026, Rapid City will celebrate its 150th year since its founding, which, by the way, right now we are 140 years from the School of Mines founding, which is pretty remarkable. What's even more remarkable is this is the 20th inauguration for the 20th president. I happen to be the 59th mayor, so you can tell who's going to last longer between myself and Dr. Tande. The mayors come and go, but the steady leadership of the presidents have been a very valuable thing for our community. Rapid City would not be the great place it is without this great university. It is a world-class education in a great American community, and it's really amazing the talent that is produced here. And it's something that we're very, very proud of. It's a story that we should not hide, but something we should tell. We should be selling merchandise in our stores with the blue and gold. Myself, I attended Black Hills State, but I still say, and go, that's cool, go Jackets. But thank you for not booing me on that one, but we are Rockers fans. And this weekend, we're gonna celebrate with parades. Today we have an inauguration. And this is our hometown school, and it's something we are so proud of. because the people that are produced out of this university make a difference throughout the whole world. And we know that our community is enriched because they are here. And when you look at what is happening in Rapid City, amazing things are happening. Businesses are looking to come here. Businesses are already growing here. Families are flourishing here. Building is happening all over the place. And a lot of that has to do with the quality of our post-secondary education with the South Dakota Mines, Western Dakota Tech, and Black Hills State University. And so we're so very proud of that. And again, we would not be who we are as a city without South Dakota Mines. And as we look ahead to the future, which is what it's all about, we will continue to invest in the next generation. Invest in not only making this a great place to live, work, educate, go to school, raise a family, build a business, and enjoy life, but make sure that we continue to invest in this university to produce the talent of the people who will eventually lead the way. The next generation of leaders, the next generation of producers, innovators, and good old-fashioned citizens. So I want to say thank you for the opportunity to be here today. Please know that Rapid City is awfully proud of South Dakota Mines, and we will continue to be so. And so let's celebrate today. It's a wonderful day. I'm glad we finally got to this point. I keep asking, why did we take so long to do this inauguration? Maybe it's to make sure he didn't run away. I don't know. But Dr. Tande, we look forward to your leadership. I stand ready to visit with you anytime. And in visiting with him yesterday, I can tell you this. We have a visionary leader. I'm a big believer in values and vision. We have that in Dr. Brian Tande. So God bless you all. God bless South Dakota Mines, and God bless Rapid City. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Salamun, for reminding us how closely tied the success of South Dakota Mines is to the vitality of our community. At the heart of every university is the faculty, who shape our students and drive our research. Representing the faculty of South Dakota Mines, please welcome the chair of our Faculty Senate and Professor of Civil and Environmental Engineering, Dr. Marc Robinson.
First of all, on behalf of the faculty at the South Dakota Mines, I want to welcome everybody. Alumni, students, staff, faculty, family, and guests, welcome to our campus. We hope you'll come back soon. Students, we hope you'll stay. I want to share a quick experience that happened to me this last year. Dr. Armstrong will particularly appreciate this. My son, a year ago, came to me last summer and said, "Dad, I think I'm going to play in the band this year." It was a senior year of high school. And maybe too quickly, I said to him, "Joseph, you don't know how to play an instrument." And he said, "That's okay. Today after work, I went to the Salvation Army. I picked up a used clarinet." So he had this old ragged box. He opened up to the clarinet in there. I said, "You don't know how to play it." He says, "I have 3 weeks." And so he spent the next 3 weeks practicing and playing that clarinet. And sure enough, he ended up being in the high school band for his senior year. Even for just a very brief moment, he wasn't last chair. And so there was one concert, he was second to last chair. And he was very proud of that. I had to ask him, "Joseph, why, right? Why your senior year do you want to be in the band?" And he said, "My friends are in the band." He said, "I really enjoy the concerts, and I want to be part of something bigger." And so he had that experience in the band that year. At the end of the year, after all the concerts, and we had a chance to go see him, and he did awesome. We had to kind of bear through his practicing the clarinet in the house. And at the end of the year, I said, "Tell me about your experience playing in the band." And he said, "I enjoyed practicing on my own," but he said, "To be honest, I don't sound very good alone." And I would agree with that. He said, "But when I played with the band, it sounded good." He said, "I was part of something bigger." He said, "I really loved it when the conductor could get us all in harmony on the same note, on the same page." He said, "You could just feel the harmony and feel that rhythm." And he said, "It was exciting. It made me feel full when I heard that music." And so that was his experience in his band. President Tande, on this campus, we have faculty, we have staff, we have students. You have lots of instruments to work with. Every instrument is unique and brings their own talents, and together we're ready to harmonize under your conduction. So let's get together, let's make some music. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Robinson. for reminding us that the strength of our institution comes not only from leadership, but from the dedication of those who teach, guide, and challenge our students every day. Speaking of students, they are the very reason our university, any university, exists. They come here to find their passion and leave carrying a legacy of minds out into the world. Speaking on behalf of our student body, please welcome Mr. Jacob Vostad, a chemical engineering major from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and president of our Student Association Senate.
Well, good afternoon, and thank you all for being here. Today we come together to celebrate a joyous occasion, the inauguration of the 20th president of South Dakota Mines. Pretty big deal, huh? You know, during this whole process in looking for a new president, I had the opportunity to interview the candidates with other students. And to simply put it, after they were concluded, I didn't have a doubt in my mind that Brian Tande would be the next president of this fine institution. He displayed such vision and vibrant energy for what this university could do. It's like he was already there. He could see the impact that South Dakota Mines can have on the world. Over the years, School of Mines has had many distinguished presidents and professors who have forged our path to success and victories in science and engineering, making our name etched into Rapid City history. From working on defense projects to protect this great nation, to exploratory research miles underground, creation of new customer products, to supporting new business startups. Rapid Tech, as some of you may know it, has been at the cutting edge of every bit of it. I think students can take pride in knowing that their choice to attend here, study here, and graduate from here has the ability to change lives. Ever since the inception of Mines in 1885, it has been known to be a great return on investment for students. Even today, it is rated as one of the cheapest engineering schools with the best return on investment and placement rate after graduation. Benjamin Franklin once said, "An investment in knowledge pays the best interest." And I think Dr. Tande realizes this truth. After becoming the Student Association president and getting to work with Dr. Tande a bit more, I soon realized the tenacity and drive he has to move this institution toward achieving our common goals. Every day I see President Tande, who I call a good old boy from North Dakota, interacting and engaging with the people and situations surrounding him, leading us all forward into the path of the future. I'd like to think I'm a busy person, but I gotta say he might have me beat. It is truly encouraging to me and the student body to see the top representative for South Dakota Mines be so passionate about what he does and loving every chance to engage with students. From hosting town halls with students to visiting with them in the parking lot at events, he makes each and every one of us feel important and cared about. I'd like to thank you for that feeling of community that you've enhanced on this campus and throughout the city. We as the student body welcome you to Mines and wish you good luck in all the fun years ahead. We appreciate all that you've done so far, and we can't wait to see what you continue to do to make Mines thrive. Let me close with this, Dr. Tande. The Lord bless you, and the Lord keep you, and make his face shine upon you. Good luck and Godspeed. Thank you.
Thank you, Jacob, for representing the passion and vision of our students. Next, we will hear from someone who has worked closely with Dr. Tande and has seen firsthand the energy and vision he brings to his role. Please welcome Dr. Jade Herman.
Good afternoon, everyone. I have to say it's a bit odd for me to be standing up here instead of in the back of the room, making sure everything is running smoothly from behind the scenes. But it's truly an honor to be here with you all celebrating the inauguration of Dr. Tande. It's amazing to see everything he has already accomplished in the 9-ish months that he's been on campus. And that's a pretty big compliment coming from someone who started judging his abilities from the very first Zoom interview with the search committee. Speaking of the search process, Dr. Tande really delivered a masterclass in how to nail a presidential interview. Not only was I impressed by his level of preparation and excitement, but I also appreciated how he came out to Rapid a few days before his on-campus interview, just to sit through the rainiest football game we had all season. From the very beginning, it was clear he wasn't just applying for any old job. He was looking for a place that would embrace his energy, his passion, and his innovativeness. Lucky for us, he found that place here at South Dakota Mines. As his chief of staff, I have the privilege, and sometimes the challenge, of working literally right outside of his door. The privilege is having a front row seat to the impact he's already making on campus. The challenge is keeping up with his constant flow of new ideas, and of course, his sometimes dark sense of humor. I've also lost count of how many times he's fired me since he came on board, but for some reason, I just keep showing up. But seriously, I see how deeply Dr. Tande respects this institution's history and our core identity. He understands the Hard Rocker values upon which this university was founded and continues to carry those values forward. At the same time, he's not afraid to challenge us to think bigger and work towards even a brighter future without losing sight of who we are. As an aspiring university president myself, working so closely with him every day is an incredible opportunity to learn from his example, both what to do and occasionally what not to do. But that second list is much shorter, Dr. Tande, so don't worry. I've been fortunate to work for a couple of amazing past presidents who fit the traditional profile of being presidential, very regal, professional, and polished. And now we have Dr. Tande, who is sometimes none of those things. And honestly, that gives me hope because I don't exactly fit that mold either. He's not afraid to be anything but himself, and his unique strengths that he brings to the table show me there is more than one way to be an outstanding president. South Dakota Mines is definitely stronger, more energized, and more poised for success with Dr. Tande leading the way, and I can't wait to see where he takes us next. So in closing, it's a good thing you're sitting down, Dr. Tande, because I have some bad news to share. You're officially stuck with us. Congratulations on your inauguration.
Thank you, Dr. Herman, for sharing the view from the heart of the President's office. Your insights remind us of the dedication that helps guide this university forward. The continued success of South Dakota Mines relies not only on our students, faculty, and staff, but also on the generous support of our alumni and friends of the university. Representing that community, please welcome the board chair of our Center for Alumni Relations and Advancement, Mr. Rich Wells.
Thank you, and I want to really wish all of you a good afternoon to our esteemed guests here today, faculty, the students, and distinguished supporters of our great university. You know, it's with a great deal of pride that I stand up here today and represent the alumni of the South Dakota School of Mines and Technology. As we gather today to celebrate the inauguration of Dr. Brian Tande, I'm reminded of the countless ways this university has shaped all of our lives and continues to shape the future of generations to come. As alumni, we carry with us lessons learned within these walls, the friendships that were formed here, and the values instilled in us by the faculty and staff who believed in our potential. This institution has always been more than just a place of learning. It's a community that continues to thrive long after we leave campus. Today, as we welcome Dr. Tande into this new role, we are filled with excitement for what lies ahead. We know that the leadership, vision, and passion that he has already demonstrated will further elevate this university to new heights. We are very confident that under his guidance, South Dakota Mines will continue to foster a culture of excellence and innovation. To President Tande, over here, thank you. On behalf of all the alumni around the world, we extend our heartfelt congratulations. We're very excited to support you in your journey and to work alongside you to advance the mission of this fantastic institution. You see, your success is our success. And we're committed to seeing South Dakota Mines flourish in the years to come. We also recognize that alumni engagement is vital to the university's continued growth. We stand ready to contribute our time, our resources, and our expertise to support this university's initiatives. We feel that it will ensure the next generation of students, who are our future leaders, will receive the same opportunities that we were so fortunate to experience. So in closing, as alumni, we are proud to be part of South Dakota Mines' legacy, and we are confident our university will continue to grow and prosper under your leadership, Dr. Tande. We stand with you, we support you, and we look forward to the incredible work and the results we will achieve together in the years ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Rich, for reminding us that the connections and support of our alumni and community partners are a cornerstone of Mines' strength and success. As we pause to reflect on the strength and spirit of our South Dakota Mines community, we are honored by the voices of our inauguration choir, performing "In Meeting We Are Blessed" by Troy Robertson. Peace in coming and in going, peace in labor and at rest. Thank you to Dr. Schkeppers and the Inauguration Choir for that reminder of the spirit and shared purpose of the South Dakota Mines community. And And as evidence of the breadth of that community, I would point out that our musicians at this ceremony includes students, faculty, and community members. As we turn now to the formal investiture of Dr. Tande, we are honored to be joined by the Vice President of the South Dakota Board of Regents and Chair of the Presidential Search Committee, Mr. Jeff Partridge.
Thank you. As mentioned, I was the chair of the selection committee with a number of you that served on that. Thank you very much for your work and for your service. We were very impressed with Dr. Brian Tande. On paper, he looked amazing. His first interview was also fantastic. And heck, he was from Western North Dakota. We're like, this is great. But that wasn't really what totally impressed us. What really impressed us was a story about when he was a professor. You see, he was giving an exam on Friday morning in chemical engineering. And the exam was, to be midterm exam to be taken that, but a bunch of students, 4 students, decided that they should go to NDSU, I don't know why, for a game that Thursday night. Well, they went and they stayed out a little too late, and they tried to come home and they didn't make it to the exam. They came running into the hall. They came running down to Dr. Tande's office, trying to explain what had happened, that they were delayed, that they were on the road, that they got a flat tire, that they, just could not make the exam. Reality, of course, is that they didn't study for it, but that's besides the point. So Dr. Tande very graciously said, a flat tire. All right, well, tell you what, I'll be grading these exams tomorrow morning, Saturday. You can come in and take the exam then. They were thrilled. Take that exam on a Saturday morning, fantastic. They went home, studied all afternoon and night. Didn't sleep a wink, showed up Saturday morning. Dr. Tande took all 4 students and put them in 4 separate rooms and gave them their test booklets and said, begin. Well, they turned to that first question. It was worth 5 points, and it was a question about some theory of thermodynamics. Cool, we got this. They wrote out that question. The next question was worth 95 points. Simply read, which tire? Now that's impressive. Dr. Tande, the South Dakota Board of Regents has chosen you to be the 20th president of the South Dakota School of Mines. You have the privilege and responsibility of continuing the university tradition of outstanding education, guiding it to a brilliant future, and fostering its relationship with the community, state, and nation. Yes, on the selection committee, we said we want you to capitalize on the success of the School of Mines. We want you to help create economic development and jobs for our grads. And third, we want you to do everything else. That's it, those 3 things. That's what he is hired to do, and we're excited to have him doing it. South Dakota Mines is established to serve the growing needs of the mining industry, of course, as we know. Well over a century later, this university continues to expand its reach while still maintaining its tie to the mining industry in the Black Hills and beyond. From its inception, this university has been fueled by the spirit of innovation and driven by pioneers in engineering and technology. We trust that South Dakota Mines will remain in capable, steady hands under your leadership. And now, by the virtue of the authority of the state of South Dakota, the Board of Regents, I commit you the great seal of the university, the symbol of high office that you now hold. The medallion and the university seal inscribed upon it symbolizes the principles and disciplines that have guided this institution since 1885. It's a symbol of the true essence of the university, the strength of the people, the power of the convictions. This medallion is to be worn on all academic occasions and passed on to your successors. Students, family, faculty, staff, former regents, Mr. Chair of Appropriations, distinguished guests, and stakeholders from all around. I present to you the 20th President of the South Dakota School of Mines and Technology, Dr. Brian Tande.
Thank you all very much. Thank you, Regent Partridge, and thank you to the Board of Regents. I accept this responsibility with deep respect for our past, a commitment to our present, and a vision for a future where South Dakota Mines continues to empower students, strengthen our community, and advance the fields of science and engineering. As an introverted engineer, I have to say this is a lot more attention than I'm normally comfortable with. But I do truly appreciate all of you being here to commemorate this inauguration. It is indeed a special occasion, not because of me, but because this is only the 20th time this has happened since our founding in 1885. This institution has a long history of great leaders, so I've been telling myself since I arrived here, don't screw this up. It was almost exactly a year ago that I submitted my application for this position. I shouldn't admit this, but I wrote most of it on a cruise ship in the Mediterranean. There may have been a beer nearby. Based on the position description, I knew they were looking for a strong, passionate leader who would be able to inspire, engage, and lead this campus with a bold new vision for the future. I also knew those people were very hard to find, and eventually they may give up and hire somebody like me. It was the same approach I used when I pursued my wife, and it worked like a charm. I want to thank the Board of Regents for the trust they have placed in me, our campus community for the warm welcome I've received, the people of Rapid City for being such great partners to this institution, and my family and friends for the support they've given me throughout the years. In addition to being a husband and father, this is the greatest honor of my life. Thank you. But I have to say, this is by far the strangest moment of my life. Here in one room are my wife, my mother, my two sisters, my four kids, my two great friends from high school and from childhood, actually, aunts and uncles, my boss, one of my boss's bosses, many of my new colleagues, our students, the mayor of my new hometown, and the president of our biggest rival. Yeah. There's really only one other event that gathers such a random mix of people and forces them to say nice things about you. So if anybody asks what my inauguration was like, I'll say, well, it was kind of like my funeral. But I got to stay alive for it. Leaving my homeland of North Dakota and moving down here to the deep south, I often thought of someone else who found himself far from home and constantly being pulled between two worlds. Of course, I'm talking about Superman. By day, he was Clark Kent, mild-mannered reporter. By night, he was Superman, saving the world. He tried to keep those worlds separate, but inevitably, they collided. And when they did, he had to decide whether to pretend to be something he wasn't or embrace his true identity. The fact that we have stayed true to who we are is one of the many things I love about this institution. Higher ed is full of institutions chasing rankings, copying their peers, letting others define success. That leads to conformity and inertia. Thankfully, Mines is different. We've never lost sight of who we are, who we serve, and what makes us special. Being authentic is our superpower, and that's why we'll continue to thrive for the next 140 years. In fact, the collision of worlds that Superman faced is a perfect description of this moment in history for South Dakota Mines. The traditional academic world of the past is beginning to collide head-on with the rapidly changing world of the future. Many institutions simply won't survive that collision. Fortunately, we are prepared for whatever comes next. We're lean, we're agile, we're innovative, and we're focused on our core mission: producing leaders in science and engineering, solving some of the biggest problems in the world, and beating Black Hills State. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry, Steve. One of our biggest assets is our strong culture of innovation on campus. For example, our faculty have a long history of producing some amazing new technologies through their research. We're proud that much of that work has led to patents, startups, and economic growth in our region. There are several companies here in Rapid City that got their start through collaborations with mines and continue to grow, in large part, through their work with us. We need to challenge ourselves to expand our role in economic development even further and help South Dakota pursue growth in a smart way that benefits everyone and allows more of our students to stay here after graduation. This represents another collision of worlds between academia and industry. We're fortunate to have many great partnerships with industry that include internships, recruitment, sponsored projects, professional education, and philanthropy. But there is plenty of room to deepen those relationships in ways that benefit students, our campus, and our partners. This collision is less like a car crash and more like a collision of galaxies. Now, our physics faculty may cringe at this analogy, but bear with me. When two galaxies collide, it doesn't necessarily mean they are destroyed. They can merge together, individual stars interact with one another in new ways, and entirely new stars can be created in the process. The star that I hope will emerge from this collision is the Innovation District. This vision will transform the part of Rapid City between our campus and downtown into a vibrant neighborhood and the home of engineering and technology companies that hire our students and collaborate with our faculty. We've been working closely with Elevate Rapid City to help make this vision a reality, and you'll be seeing big things happen in the near future. However, there's a missing piece to all this. To truly unlock our potential as a driver of economic growth, we also need to adapt our academic programs for the future and become leaders in STEM education innovation. Over the past several months, I've spoken to many of our faculty, students, and alumni about what makes a mines education different. One of the primary reasons students choose to come here is because they know they will be able to work closely with faculty and other students on real projects and have access to our amazing labs and shops. A commitment to hands-on experiential learning is one of the trademarks of this institution and helps set us apart. With the world changing fast, especially with the development of AI, and with many questioning the value of a four-year degree, now is the time to double down and lean even more into who we already are. We are in the process of creating a new center to promote and expand experiential learning, education innovation, and industry engagement on our campus. I've been calling it Skunk Works, a place to try new things, expand what works, and learn from what doesn't. That includes approaches like work-based education, which will give students more opportunities to meet their degree requirements through their employment, in addition to competency-based education, apprenticeships, and online programs that target working adults and increase accessibility. Another concept we will bring to campus is innovation-based learning, in which we completely eliminate tests, homework, and quizzes and replace them with real projects that create value outside of the classroom. This will greatly enhance our ability to generate startups, work with industry partners on a much deeper level, and help Rapid City realize the vision of the Innovation District. Some of these approaches might sound new, but in reality, they build upon the student-focused culture and commitment to serve South Dakota that has always existed here. So that's my vision: honor our past, be true to who we are, and build on our legacy of innovation. I like to say that we've been kicking ass since 1885, and I'm confident that we will continue fighting for truth, justice, and the hard rocker way for another 140 years. Oh, and we can't forget our time-honored traditions, one of which is the beanie that our Frosh wear, so I'm going to replace this hat with a different one. There you go. I can't wait to see you all on Saturday. During halftime, I'll be running the frosh run with our students and hoping not to pull a hamstring. Thank you all very much for being here. Thanks for all you do for this great institution. Go Hard Rockers.
Thank you, President Tande, for sharing your vision for South Dakota Mines. We are excited to see the impact your leadership will have on our university. Before we close the ceremony, we are going to divert from the program for a moment for an exciting announcement. I would like to invite Mr. Marc Vaillancourt, CEO of the Center for Alumni Relations and Advancement, to the podium.
Dr. Tande, over the last 9 months, you have told us that the landscape of higher education is changing, but you've also reminded us that South Dakota Mines is well positioned for the future. It is clear by your vision that you are the right person at the right time to help us meet the moment. And for that reason, several months ago, the Center for Alumni Relations created the Engineering Education Innovation Fund. And today, it is our pleasure, on behalf of our 18,000 alumni, to present you with the first installment towards a $1 million fund. Today's installment, $565,000 for you to help move us into the future. So thank you. And
Thank you to the Center for Alumni Relations and Advancement for that extraordinary announcement, and for honoring President Tande with a gift that reflects the spirit of innovation at the heart of this university. What a fitting way, I think, to mark the beginning of this new chapter in the history of South Dakota Mines. On behalf of President Tande, I would like to thank the Inauguration Committee, the Inauguration Band and Choir, the ROTC Color Guard, our distinguished speakers, all the special guests who represented their respective organizations, the Mines faculty and staff who participated in the academic processional, and all of our friends joining us here in person or online for helping to invest this event with the gravity it deserves. Please rise and remain standing until the colors have been retired and the academic recession has been completed. Please be sure to join us for the post-ceremony concert at the west end of the O'Hara Stadium parking lot. Originally, local band the RathCo were scheduled to perform, but due to extenuating circumstances, Brandon Jones will be performing in their stead. I now officially call the inauguration ceremony of President Brian Tande to a close and ask our inauguration and pep bands to begin our recessional music, which just happens to be a song by Dr. Tande's favorite band, Metallica's For Whom the Bell Tolls. Thank you all for attending today's ceremony, and have a great evening.